to TN1 Radio, the talk show podcast station, bringing you Inspire Our Podcast, your source for positive mental stimulation and good vibes, uplifting the world in support of peace, strength, wisdom, and faith. The information and resources on this podcast are based on the opinions of the host, unless otherwise noted. All information is intended to motivate, encourage, and inspire positive change and a healthy lifestyle. This podcast may contain some quotations, images, and/or excerpts from copyrighted material. These uses fall well within the copyright doctrine of fair use. Welcome. I am your host, Tony Williams. Welcome once again to the Inspire Our Podcast. And hello to all my new listeners and all of my day ones. Welcome back, my lovely listeners. Today we're diving deep into the challenges of parenthood. From sleepless nights to dealing with temper tantrums, it's a roller coaster ride, yes. This is part 2, the challenges of parenthood. Now, yesterday was part 1 where we discussed the joys of parenthood and talked about all the fun and the happy times when they're first born, their first steps, their first words, trying new foods, going to school, meeting other kids. It's so many. And don't get a family pet. It's a cuteness overload, okay? It's definitely a part of the joys of parenthood. And, as they get older, there are so many more joys to come. As long as they are breathing and walking, there will be some joys of parenthood, no matter what age. You're happy when they go from one grade to the next, and then they're out of high school, they're graduating, they're starting college or going to the army. Then they're getting married and having children and giving you a new gem in your crown as a grandparent. That's another level of parenthood, okay? But it's still all love and all joy. So tonight, we want to get into the challenges, because there are challenges. There are challenges. There will be challenges, but it's okay. So, what are some of the obstacles you face as a parent? We can just pluck any random thing, because as a parent, you've got that superpower. You can spot some of everything going on, good or bad. Now, parenting as a couple is hard enough, but as a single parent, that can really be rough. And we have a lot of single parents, so kudos to you all for holding it down. Continued blessings, love, peace, and patience with this parenting thing, because you never stop learning and you really never stop growing. But we'll get to that in part 3. Now, like I said, there's a lot of single parents. At one point, I myself was a single parent. So parenting as a single person can be exhausting. To make all the decisions on your own, from financial matters to emotionally supporting through the milestones of adolescence. But you tend to learn the power of building a support network, reaching out to those good, close friends that are really there for you. Family members, the same thing, as well as community resources for help. They say it takes a village. Give me your thoughts on that as well. Now, as far as what I believe, as far as it takes a village, it really does, because everyone in the neighborhood played a part. Wherever you grew up, whether it felt bad at the time because you were getting snitched on by a neighbor to your parent and you were getting in trouble, getting on punishment or spankings or any of those things. But those were the same ones that if something went wrong, you scraped your knee riding your bike and your mom or dad or grandma was at work or whatever, that neighbor was coming to see if you were okay. And they were going to let your parent know you took a spill and what they did to help you. They were going to make sure to watch you after that as well, to make sure you were okay. So it kind of does take a village. Parents have to work. Some parents have work and school, or just school. Maybe work after, or taking care of an aging parent themselves. Been there. Taking criminal justice, working 2 jobs, taking care of my ailing veteran father, and raising 2 children. Award? The fact that they're happy. Is it worth it? Yes. Very much so. Those were challenges. Managing time and all. But you can do this. You've got this. So what advice would I give? Don't be afraid to ask for help. Like I said, reach out to friends, family, and even professionals when needed. Remember, you don't have to do it all alone. Keep in mind and don't forget to take care of yourself. It's easy to get caught up in being a parent and forget about your own needs. Personal hygiene, personal time, a little adult time, adult conversation time. I mean, all those things really are important, and we tend to forget that until we have children. And then those things get put on the back burner. Your relationship, your time out with friends, or even just taking a walk. When you become a parent, you have to prioritize your time. Now what's more important? No, going for drinks with the girls, that's not important anymore. It's on the back burner, right? Or going to play golf with the guys. Or going for a ride with the bike club, with your bike club. You're going, dang, I got to work. I got to take care of these kids. They're teenagers. They're growing out of their clothes. Or they're little. They need so much. So you put all those things on the back burner. And those are challenges right there. Trying to find the balance in it. Finding the balance can be a little rocky there. But keep at it. Keep pushing. Because parenting is unpredictable. Okay? It is. But don't forget to take time for self-care. Pursue your passions. And make sure to prioritize your own well-being. A happy parent makes for a happier family. Because if you're all stressed out and tight and wound up, those babies notice. Or your adult children notice. They're going to ask questions. So if your baby just kind of come up to you and just hug and just hold you, they can feel that energy. So make sure to care for yourself as well. Make out a schedule or something like that. Whatever you need to do in a positive manner to help you get through those challenges. So if you're listening to this on YouTube, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the button, and leave a comment in the box below. Everywhere else, leave your comments, like, share, and always tune in because we're always talking about something important, something happy, healthy, good for the family. Anyway, so what are some of the common challenges faced in parenthood? Well, lack of sleep. You got to get sleep. And with new parents, often struggle with getting enough sleep due to the demands and caring for a newborn. They are cute and cuddly, but it seems like at about 2 or 3 a.m. they are vicious, but they're so adorable, right? Frequent nighttime feedings and unpredictable sleep patterns can lead to exhaustion and increased stress. Like I said, we can't be all wound up tight. And sometimes it does happen purely because you're not thinking about yourself anymore at all. Number 2, balancing work and family. Don't get stressed out. That's the main thing. Take a deep breath, relax, think about it, drink a glass of water. Breathe, right? Now, many parents face the challenge of finding the right balance between their work commitments and spending quality time with their children. And I totally did not really understand this until I watched my dad, because he was a single dad, and he worked. When the sun came up for me to go to school, he was already gone to work. And I come home, he's still not home. He doesn't come home till dark. And he still has to preach on Sunday. So watching him try to find balance in that taught me some things that, okay, this is not going to be easy if I were to ever do this. Juggling the demands of both can become overwhelming and may lead to feelings of guilt or stress. And that's what we don't want. We don't want anybody feeling guilty because they're at work instead of taking care of their kids. You got to, because you have to pay the bills. So do not beat yourselves up for doing what you're supposed to do as a parent and financially be responsible for your child or children. You're doing that. You're doing the right thing. Go to work. Somewhere along in there, find the balance, some off days. Or if you hadn't taken off and it's almost the end of the year and you know you're going to lose that time if you don't take it, go ahead and take that vacation and spend it bonding with your children. Spend time with your children. Love on them, kiss them, because time is flying. Believe me. But that's just one way that you can, spend some quality time with your children and your family. That way you do have a happy family. Like I say, juggling the demands of both can become overwhelming and may lead to feelings of guilt or stress, which we don't want. Now, also, one of the challenges, discipline and boundaries. Because once they start growing up, they have minds of their own. They have thoughts of their own. They are from you, have some parts of you in them, but they are them. And they begin to change. They begin to grow as they get older. And so you have to start setting appropriate boundaries. And, of course, disciplined children can be a challenge. Finding the right balance between being too strict or too lenient while teaching values and maintaining a loving environment can be a source of frustration for parents. That's one of those breathing moments, guys. That is definitely a breathing moment. Because if you've got, say, a teenage daughter and she wants to wear something that looks like what they call that? You clean your teeth with floss. Look like some floss. And you're like, oh, no, ma'am, we're not. Nice try. Stop playing with me. That's one of those discipline and boundaries. Like, no, you get your butt back in there. And you come out reserved. Beauty. Not the other. Beauty. Don't do that again. We're not playing that game. But there are going to be some serious consequences. Discipline and boundaries. And then she kind of knows, okay, I can't. I'm not finna win with mom. I'm not finna win with daddy. Let me pull back on this a little bit. And then they're going to try something else. It's in their nature. They're very curious. They want to see how far they can push things, how far they can push you before you pop. Especially if they've never seen you pop. You've always been happy, bubbly. These kids will try you. So you have to have the discipline there and the boundaries. Remember, I said finding the right balance between being too strict or too lenient while teaching values and maintaining a loving environment. Just breathe. Guys, you have got this. I'm telling you, you've got this. It may not seem like it. Sometimes it may not feel like it, but you've got this. Just breathe, okay? Now, one of the other challenges, managing finances. Parenthood often brings additional financial responsibilities. We all know this, and things are going up, especially in the terms of childcare, education. Just basic needs in general. Cutting back on personal expenses and budgeting effectively becomes essential because things can get tight. and you still gotta try to put away, a little nest egg for retirement as well as college money, right? Which can be challenging for many parents, and I understand it. Been there, not fun, but was worked out. Did y'all catch that? But was worked out. Time, patience, understanding, being lighter on myself. Disabled, I couldn't afford college funds for 2 kids. That wasn't happening. Not with the little ducats I was getting. So I was a little frustrated, like stressing a little bit. How are my kids gonna go to college? I want my kids to go to college. Worrying and worrying and worrying, but was not helping the situation. Because at the same time, you have to think of the things that are going on currently with the children in the household. That is future. All right. Hello.
Hey.
Hi. Agbu. Good. How are you doing?
I can't complain. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day.
Alrighty. Thanks for calling in and dropping in on part 2 of the series.
Glad to do it. Because I was like, okay, where's she been? I ain't heard no podcast in a while. I haven't heard anything.
Well, sometimes you got to take a little break and kind of reboot and relax a little bit and then jump back in it.
Understood.
Yeah, so we're talking about the challenges of parenthood. And I know you, Richard Agbu, and I know you have some insight and some stories on this.
Yeah, I got a couple.
You are more than welcome to share them.
Well, let me see. I'm trying to figure out where I should start. Because, see, parenthood is a beautiful thing.
Yes.
And of course, I believe it's different from a father's standpoint than it is from a mother's standpoint. Some things are similar, of course.
Right.
And some things are only so distinctive that a father vibes on this more so than a mother.
Okay. All right. Do tell.
I've always been a person who emphasized having my own child.
Mm-hmm.
For various reasons. One, because I always wanted to see, a smaller version of me, a mini-me, if you will. And, of course, that happens to be my son's nickname, Mini-Me.
Right.
And when you are a grown person, you're a grown man, and you see this little small person, that when you look at that person and you see certain things about that person that remind you of you, sometimes it's heartwarming.
It is.
Whether it's something as simple like him being 13, 14 months old, you're playing with him and he's walking around, and at that point they're barely walking, but walking around still. And the men in my family, in my bloodline, we hyperextend our legs. And to see him do that while he's standing at a year old, you're like, yeah, this one definitely one of us.
Right.
Definitely. Certain things that cannot be denied.
Right.
Whether it's something like that, or I remember I was out and about and I went to go see my son. I think it was his 16th or 17th birthday, and he wasn't living with me at the time. He was living with his mom. And I wanted to go bring him a gift. He had some friends over, and they saw him, and they see me, and of course I'm much larger than he is.
Yeah.
So they don't remember, but they didn't see me as a So I said, hold on, guys. So I pulled out a picture out of my family album in my phone. And I said, come here, look at this picture. I made it big so they could see it in full. There was a picture of me at either 16 or 17, the same age.
Mm-hmm.
And they looked, they said, whoa. I said, yep. I said, he's literally me all over again.
Mm-hmm.
And a friend of mine in Florida, childhood friend, he sent me an 8th grade picture. On text, he's like, dude, do you remember this? It's from the 8th grade yearbook. I'm like,
Oh my
what do you know in the 8th grade yearbook? I'm just going through stuff. Okay, cool, whatever. So, I look, I'm like, wait a minute. So I'm like, Anthony, come here. He comes running out. He's like, yeah, Dad, what's up? Everything okay? Yeah, look at this picture. He looks, and of course, when he looks, it's like he's looking in a mirror.
Right.
And it's like, that, if I didn't know any better, but of course I do, I would almost say that that's me. I said, well, yeah.
Yeah. Kind of works that way, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It truly does.
Yes.
It truly, truly does.
It's a part of the joys of parenthood. Like, you can't get enough of it. You can't get enough of it. And I think those are the moments that takes us through the challenging moments of parenthood.
Oh, yeah.
I think that fuels us to keep us going. Like, okay, we know this can be joyful. We know this day could be just filled with total joy when it comes to parenthood. But there are going to be those days to where it seems like all hell does break loose.
I got a couple of them stories too.
Go for it.
Trust me, as they say, it ain't all lollipops and sunshine.
No, it's not. But I think at some point it balances out.
Yeah, it does. It does. It does. Like, I remember when he was working at Jack in the Box. This was just earlier this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was earlier this year. He was working at Jack in the Box, and I had actually went up there the Sunday before to pick him up, and they had him work an extra hour because it got real busy when he was getting ready to clock out.
Okay.
So people recognized my face.
Mm-hmm.
And see, I work from home right down the road from where the Jack in the Box is.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided to go up there on my lunch break that following Friday. So I go up there, I think I ordered me a burger and a shake or something like that.
Okay.
And I see somebody, I said, hey, remember me? I was up there the other day. Like, yeah, you're Tony's dad. Because, now that he's an adult, he calls himself Tony, not Anthony.
Oh, he gonna have to leave my name alone now.
But I'm his dad, damn it. I'm gonna call him what I want to call him.
Of course. That's one of those challenging moments right there.
Mm-hmm.
Because they will try.
Yeah, they will try you, definitely. So I'm like, hey, remember me, blah, 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 blah. I said, yeah, we haven't seen him all week. Excuse me?
Wait, what?
They said that they hadn't seen him all week. I said, you ain't seen him all week. We ain't seen Tony all week. I said, he's been leaving the house to go to work.
Oh, wow.
He said if he's been leaving the house to go to work, he hasn't come here.
Oh,
and I'm like, are you serious? And the young lady, she's like, yes, sir, I'm definitely serious. She's like late 20s, early 30s. I'm assuming something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, please tell me you're playing.
For real.
So, of course, I panic. I don't know what's going on, so I call his mom. She called him, and then we have a little powwow.
Mm-hmm.
It took everything in my power
Mm-hmm.
to not either A, send him back to his mom, B, put hands on him, or treat him like an adult,
I know, right?
or C, make him homeless.
I know. Ugh. just hearing it said, it's like, I don't want to do any of those things. Why can't you just cooperate?
Exactly. Why can't you just act like you have success?
Yeah.
It's a job you went after because you wanted it. Or so you said you wanted it.
Right.
I said, I don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't. When they do things
like that, or just sometimes how this younger generation is, seems like sometimes either they don't want to do much. I don't want to say they don't want to do anything, but either they don't want to do much or they don't have the drive. That's the word.
Yeah. That and time management. that and time management.
Right.
It's for some reason them two, I think, go hand in hand.
Uh-huh.
Oddly. Because I don't know. That's right before you called in, I was going through the list of common challenges. And in today's time, you just named one. Not having that drive.
Not having the drive, not having the hustle.
Oh, yes. The good hustle. What's so killing about it, too? Like, a legit good hustle. Job. Entry into a career. Like, something positive that brings back a paycheck. That's one of the things, and that is definitely challenging for a parent. So how do you really deal with that as a parent? So for all the other parents that are listening, because we have some that, are just getting started, and then we have some like our age and possibly older, and it's around the world. So how do you...
It really is. I'll tell you how I deal with it. Well, I know you and I haven't talked as much recently, and, we like family, but I don't know if you're familiar with the diabetes struggle that I've been dealing with.
Yes, I do believe I am aware. I have definitely been seeing the workout gym videos a lot, and that's been telling me some things. Yes.
But the reason why I bring that up is because I use that to remind him of the 4 nights I spent in the hospital.
Right.
Since I've been an adult, I've never spent any time in the hospital in my adult life.
That's true.
With the exception of those 4 nights in 2021.
You know what, guys? I can vouch for that because I've known him for so many years. That's actually true.
And I have to remind him, I tell him, look, you get these jobs that are not offering you 40 hours, and you're like, oh, they're slow, I don't need to go in, or, oh, I can leave at this time. And I keep telling him, you can't just work to do bare minimum. You can't work to earn bare minimum.
Right.
I tell him, look, I'm 54 years old. For the most part, my health is pretty good. However, since I'm over here fighting diabetes, this is a monster that most of the world is unable to actually deal with. But I said, I'm fortunate that I got my A1C from 14 down to a 5.9.
Oh, congratulations. Kudos.
Eliminating diabetes, I have to be under a 5.6. I go to the doctor next month.
Okay.
My goal is by next July on my 55th birthday that it will be clearly under that to where I'm not even on any medication. I'm actually now just on one medication. I've taken myself off of it, experimenting, because I've been in the gym 5 days a week. But anyway, enough about me. The issue is I'm telling him,
right,
you need to be prepared. If a job offers you 40 hours, you need to take it. You need to work every hour possible. So
right.
That way you can put some money up. I said, because you're 21. When I was 21, I was in the Army. I didn't know about saving money because one parent was dead, the other parent was in Africa. I said, so you need to be lucky that you live with me where you're paying, actually he's paying about less than 25% of the rent if I'm honest.
Okay.
But I have him paying something to develop responsibility.
Right. Right.
Crazy thing was earlier this no, that was last year. I take it back. Last year I told him, I said, I want you to pay some rent. And if you seen the way he raised his voice, he said, no. I said, excuse me?
Oh, wow. Challenge.
I said, are you raising your voice at me? No, sir. I said, okay, because I don't know what the heck you're doing.
Please don't, son. Please don't do that. That's the worst thing you can do.
Obviously, I had to catch myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the bad part was I was only going to charge him $150. But once again, it leads to the not wanting to do much with this particular generation. And it's
right.
Like, you got to do something. You got to do something. That's why I'm telling them now.
See, and that's one of the challenges because they don't listen.
Right. It's like, get your money up. Build your money. Stack your money before
something happens.
Serious happens to me.
Right.
Where you have to pay the bills by yourself, or if anything else, I mean, because anything realistically could have happened.
Yeah.
Or anything realistically can happen.
Yeah.
Where he's got to pay the bills.
Right.
And he's not going to be ready for that. Or where's she at? Because he's 21. He's 21 and he's a good-looking kid, and he has a couple lady friends or whatever like that. What's going to happen if, and we've talked about this too, but what's going to happen if he gets somebody pregnant?
Right.
I'm not ready to be grandpa yet. No. For real, I'm not.
You know what? I wasn't either.
I know you were because I remember when you told me, I was like, wait, what? I was like, oh my goodness gracious.
Yes, I am a nana. Me, of all people.
Because I remember that, like, wait, you pregnant? You what? What? I was like, oh no.
Yeah. I mean, that right there in itself was double-sided because it was joy and a challenge all at the same time.
Yeah, agreed. And
yeah.
if that happens to me, I know I'm going to feel the same way.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's only extending your legacy, but at the same time, we're looking as parents do, and we go, okay, you're clearly not ready for this. Up. You're not listening. You're not ready for what's coming. Up. You're not listening. Up. You're what? You need a hug? Are you pregnant? How you know that? 'Cause I'm your mother. Like, we pay attention. Y'all don't listen. And that's one of the things that's so challenging. 'Cause the not listening. As if we're too old to know what we're talking about. Or as if what we're saying is just so ancient that it does not work. It started somewhere.
Exactly. Everything they've done, you've done already.
Yeah. And so it's like they rather not listen to us, but listen to other kids who don't really know anything, just like them, versus listen to us. That can be challenging. Now, see, for that, you know what I did? I stopped talking.
Yeah.
I stopped talking. And that is the hardest thing to do because you see them doing something, you want to say something so freaking bad. You could taste it. But you hold it in. You're like, nope. You're like, nope, wait. Some lessons are better taught on their own.
That's very true. That is very true. And one of them is a financial one. Because,
yes.
After the whole Jack in the Box thing, I literally had to put him on blast. And when I say put him on blast, we had actually come up with an amount. It's $150 a month.
Mm-hmm.
At some place, you can't even get a room for a night for $150.
For real.
I was like, yeah, that's going to be your rent. So, before Jack in the Box, he had a little crummy job, that little sales job that after a while got him out of the house. But he wasn't making any money. Or if he was, it wasn't going into his account that's attached to my account.
Right.
But I constantly told him each month, got to the point where after the Jack in the Box thing, And I said, you're 6 months behind.
Boom.
By March, I need at least $150. If not, you have to go. He signed it. I made sure he signed it. Because either he's going to sign it or he's going to go back to his mama's house.
It's that accountability.
Got himself a job at the bowling alley.
Okay.
As a server.
Cool.
Now, he did well with that. He did quite well. This was mind-blowing. He did quite well. Ended up having money saved up. And I was like, okay, cool. Pay what you owe. Save your money. Pay your phone bill. So, total expenditure in bills, $200 a month. He could get one check, pay that, and then just stack up the rest of the money.
Okay, sounds fair.
I had money stacked up until it was somewhere, I believe, in June.
Summertime hit.
No, well, the first part was reasonable, though. The first part, even though, summertime hit, the problem was this. The problem was his job actually paid them gratuities plus the little server pay. You know, servers get $2 and change an hour or whatever. It's kind of like being a server at Denny's, IHOP, or whatever, right?
Right.
But the gratuity brought his stuff over the top. He had a $700 week one time. I was like, ooh, dang. I said, okay, props to you.
That was good.
So, like I said, he was doing well. At one point, had a couple grand saved up.
Excellent.
We were looking to get a car. But then, when he told me that they were going to take away the gratuity, I said, let me see 3 of your check stubs. That was going to be half his money, at least, minimum. And I said, that's a bit disrespectful. So I talked to him about it, me, him, and his mom, and we all came to the same agreement. If he quit, we understood.
Yeah.
Because nobody's going to work a job, and then you cut the pay in half and still accept the same job.
Right. Yeah.
He ended up quitting just before his birthday.
He ended up what?
Quitting just before his birthday.
Okay. I mean, that's understandable.
Which was 2.5 months ago.
Okay.
But here's the killer part. The killer part is my son spends money like a drug dealer's best friend.
Well, damn. I mean...
like the football player's homeboy. Like the football player's best friend. Not the one who's got the ability.
Oh, man. Yeah, I understand. Because baby girl, she can spend some money. Lord. So that girl can spend some money. So I get it. That's just another one of them challenges. And that's one that's on the list about managing finances. And
exactly.
We do it, and we have a hard time sometimes doing it. But we want them to take notice and see. Okay, don't see that I'm tired from coming to work, from going to work. Don't see that I got to sleep all these hours and I really don't feel like talking. That's not what we want them to see. We want them to see the dedication and the effort we put in and the fact that we're being their leadership by doing it ourselves. You see us working hard. Like when I was going to work on a broke hip. For, couple years at least, hip just broke, and I'm still going to work on it. Like, see that part. Like, that's what we want you to take. And as a parent, I know that can be very frustrating. And I've been telling all the parents, especially the ones who are listening to this, and if you're just coming in or you're just tuning in, we are on part 2 of the Ups and Downs of Parenthood series. And this episode is the challenges of parenthood. So that's what we've been talking about. We done talked about the joy. We done talked about the cuteness. Now we're getting into the nitty-gritty of parenthood. The part that can make or break a parent. Am I correct?
Right.
I mean, from the expenditures to the teenage years to the early or young adult phase, because that's pretty much kind of where we are with them, the young adults, because they're adults, but they're still young adults. Like you just heard what Agbu said, going with his son. My son just got married, so that was a joy / nervous as hell. Because I'm like, I just had to get through telling you to not be so crazy with the girl. And all of a sudden, okay, all right. Congratulations. Yes, congratulations. Because you still, even when they're becoming those young adults, sometimes we still, and it's hard to do as a parent to sit back and sometimes not say something.
Right.
Like, I don't have no teeth in my mouth, and I know everybody know this because the way I talk and from the images. So I can't grit my teeth on this one. I'm gonna end up saying something. I'm gonna be like, "What the hell were you thinking? Come on now, stop, breathe, think before you act. Like, come on. We went through this in elementary. We went through this in, that was why you learned to count, because you got to get a job.
Right.
We don't want you to get gypped. You have to be good to yourself and others. You have to actually listen so you can learn. And so all that is challenging. And I have to get somewhere and I have to meditate. That's what I do. When I get frustrated or when I feel down, because as a matter of fact, this is one of the other challenges. That personal self-care. I don't know about you, but sometimes I found myself putting myself on the back burner and not doing certain things for me, taking care of the kids. You know what I mean?
Self-care is so important.
Yes, like the kids were fly, but I was looking like,
drive you crazy.
Yeah.
Like I've had to learn sometimes. Sometimes take a breather.
Yes.
And like now, I go to the gym, and I'm in the gym more than I was, and I'm so thankful that I am, because that's helped me mentally as well as physically, and as well as bringing down my A1C so I kick diabetes in the mouth.
Right.
And then also, there's just them days, and you just like, okay, this kid is getting on my nerves. I need to get out this house before I be like the big dog grabbing the puppy by the scruff of the neck.
Yeah.
And then I just get out the house and go on a drive.
Yeah. Yeah. See, that's a good one. That's definitely a good one. I think that's also why I like fishing as well, because, and even though now there are no kids at home now, I'm in the empty nest phase. But just because I'm in an empty nest phase, that don't mean they still act like they here, even though they not here.
Of course.
Like everything.
I can only imagine whenever he finally gets out of here.
Yeah.
We had actually upgraded to a larger place in June.
Oh, congrats.
So he's here. Well, he's actually out hanging out with a friend right now. But he's here, I'm here. He has his space. But still, it's a roller coaster. That's the best way to put it.
Yeah. Yeah, parenting is, and it is so unpredictable. And I tell people all the time, like I'm telling the listeners now, sometimes things don't go as planned. And sometimes we do have to learn to, adapt and kind of go with the flow. That way it kind of help, reduce the stress and make the journey at least a little more enjoyable. I mean, am I right? It's kind of like, because I know this is a joke. And this is, a lot of people may not get this, but there are going to be a lot of people who are going to be cracking up. You know how they used to say back in the day, they'd be like, don't tell that baby no more, don't touch that stove. That stove is hot, they going to learn. And what ended up happening? That baby touched it. That baby kept right on touching it. Hot, 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 hot. Ooh, that baby talking so good now. Now, you know that's hot. Hot. You gonna touch it? No. Good. That baby had to actually touch that to know, oh, wow, I don't like this. Oh, this is why they were saying don't touch it. I don't know. I just had to touch it. And that's kind of, especially those teenage, I say from what? Going into almost 12 years old to that, 18 mark? That stretch right there is very interesting.
Oh, yeah, very.
Like, that stretch of it is very interesting. And that's where you find, actually, a lot more challenges than you do once they get over that 18 hump. It just becomes different challenges. But it's a few less challenges. So, I mean, I don't know, guys. Parenting, it is full of joy, but it does have its challenges. And it can push us to our limits. But, you know, right. And then you make some good friends, too, along the way. It helps to have good, what I call parent friends. That you can talk to and possibly compare notes and vent a little bit to each other. That way you're not, you're not lashing out at the kid because they've got you just so wound up tight. And you're like, look, you're going to make me want to strangle you, but I don't want to do that because I love you too much. And I see so much potential in you, but I'm trying to get it about you. And you're not cooperating with me. Let's figure this out. But when you can talk to other parents, it does help. And it takes a little of that steam off. Because it's like sharing, like recipes. Like recipes. Yeah. Like what I was doing with the kids. Even I think you remember this. Okay, so back in the day, for some reason all the apartment kids wanted to call me mama, right? They came and went as if they was my kids and everything. But when the kids got in trouble, instead of spanking them, I would make them squat on the wall holding the cans. Do you remember that?
I remember that very well.
Oh my gosh. And it's one of those little disciplinary tips that I'd actually got from my uncle who was in the military. Go figure. And I started implementing it, and it started cutting out, like, the potty mouths. That's what broke it right there. Doing that broke them up from that. Like, seriously broke them up from that. They washed their mouths after that. I ain't had to say nothing else about that. Like, that was, like, one of the tips that I think every parent should have that in the repertoire, especially grandparents, aunties, uncles. Like, it takes a village, right?
Yeah.
So if everybody's pretty much on the same page with this, we're not putting up with your behavior. Sooner or later, they're gonna be like, I can't do nothing nowhere. Exactly. Then act like you got some sense and stop making things so challenging for your parent. But it can be. I mean, do you have any tips for the parents out there, especially the new ones? I feel for the newbies. So, what tips?
One, take it day by day.
Mm-hmm.
If one day's a bad day, the next day will be better.
Right.
2, take a deep breath.
Yes.
And 3, no matter what, embrace the positive moments. Embrace it because there's going to be a time where you're going to be, dang, I wish they were still small.
I know, right?
Embrace everything. And I remember this one thing, and I'll never forget it.
What's that?
Because Anthony wasn't like a serial crier, and he wasn't he definitely wasn't a serial talker. I remember I used to say, dang, I wish he would talk some more. Dang, I wish he would talk some more.
I remember that.
And then when he did, he didn't stop.
No, he wouldn't. My baby he was a motor mouth, but it was so adorable. It was. But I feel you on that, because I was the same way with the kids. I was like, okay, I'm about tired of carrying you. I'm gonna need you to start walking, you know. And then, what I say that for?
Then they didn't want to stop.
Then I was running after them. I think that's how I kept my weight down, was running after the kids.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, because you did a whole bunch.
My kids, everybody else's kids. I think that's what I mostly did, was run after kids and take care of boo-boos and ouchies and oh wait, I can't forget like the nephews and things, because all the kids wanted to be at my house. So typically, my house was full because you were even there.
Believe me, I remember.
And nieces and nephews, and Lord, I had so many nephews, and they stayed at my house. My phone, you remember when my phone stayed tied up, nobody could get through on the phone? And I came through and I snatched the phone out the wall and threw it up against the wall, and I said, now nobody can use it. And I just walked out.
Those were some crazy days.
But for some reason, the shock value of it, when I did, because I left and went to the store and got another phone and came right back and plugged it in and everything, and it was fine. But then they were sitting there like, okay, yeah, we're gonna have to make sure we start answering when that line click, because Auntie's not playing. We ain't gonna have no free phone that we can use if we keep her line tied up. And they stopped. They started answering it, when somebody was calling. And that was like the whole issue. Because I think the first month of that summer, that's all I said. Answer the phone when it clicks. Oh my gosh. Uh-oh. I think we've got another caller in, Agbu. I gotta let you go, hun.
No problem. Good talking to you.
All right, till next time. Have a great one.
Thank you. You too.
Hello, this is Tony speaking. Okay. Okay, not there. Well, hopefully they will call back and get through. But guys, don't be afraid of the challenges that you may face. It's okay. It is quite all right, because you will get through and you'll figure out. Just be kind of creative when it comes to these challenges. Look at it from a different angle. Sometimes it's okay to think outside the box. As they grow and mature, you have to begin to change how you do things and, incorporate things, because, as they get older, things do change. Their personalities and everything changes. Because like I say, parenting is unpredictable. And remember this for the new parents. It's not going to be perfect. Everything is not going to remain perfect. That way, let's save you some stress there. Everything is not going to be perfect, and that's okay. If it was perfect, then if everything was perfect, you can appreciate, really the good, right? Now, I know being a parent can be overwhelming, especially when you have to juggle work, household chores, and your child's needs all on your own if you're a single parent. And it's a constant struggle, but it's made me stronger and more resilient, and hopefully it will do the same for you all. And you know what? And I appreciate what Agbu was saying. There are challenges, and when you do face them, you do have to stop and think and breathe. Take a moment to breathe, and don't forget yourself. Don't put yourself on the back burner. And you know what? That missed call, guys, I think I knew who that was. I think that was Arthur Sonny Giovanni. Let's see if that was her, guys. Let's see. I don't know. Oh, it's ringing. Let's find out.
Hello.
Hello, Miss Sunny Giovanni.
Hello.
Hello, and welcome to the show. Girl, you know Ogbu is long-winded.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know he was on the show. Hey.
Okay, everybody, welcome Sunny Giovanni, the amazing author. And I mean, she's just a Jill of all trades. Let's just be honest. Let's go ahead. Let's bow to the queen.
Thank you.
Yes. So, I'm so glad to have you here. The challenges of parenthood. I know you have something to say on that one.
I really do. There are many challenges when it comes to parenthood. One of them, I think we all can agree on when I say not expecting your children to be like you. Like there are, we make assumptions as parents, like, oh, I was, this kind of kid, that kind of kid, and the third, but we can't expect them to live a life like us. We can't expect them to think like us, to move like us,
right?
To even have the same freaking breathing patterns. It's out of there.
Yeah.
We can't expect that.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, we want it to be that way. We hope for it. We dream for it. But then reality sets in.
True. And then that's where the disappointment comes in. And then we have to question ourselves. And then we're mad at the kids. And it's like, well, why can't you be... No. As parents, why can't we learn our children?
Right.
Why can't we set aside the bias thought of, well, I gave you the game, and now you have to follow that game. No, they're individual people, so they're going to do their own thing to make their mistakes,
yeah,
so that they can learn to live life. Believe it or not, it took me to get all three of my kids to be teenagers for me to finally understand it.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to let them be who they are and encourage it. Because that's what makes those struggles more difficult. When we don't encourage them to be who they are, to be happy, for them to explore and understand what it is in life they like, don't like, what resonates with them, what doesn't, because they are individuals.
That is true, and I think that's another difficult parts of it, accepting individuals who they are. Because we know outside of our house, like some things, as people, we wouldn't accept.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to our babies, if we say we love them, why can't we accept them? Like, I mean, this is a controversial topic that's being mulled over now, but, like gay and transgender children, people are just now starting to accept them for who they are. Emo, vampire kids, all children, they're just now being accepted, but if we don't accept it outside the house, who's to say that we can't accept our kids who they are?
Right. You know what? That makes me think of when I was in school. And you knew what my deal was in school. I was goth. Mm-hmm. I was straight goth, and you could not tell me anything. And for those who are going, okay, what exactly is goth? Sonny, you want to break down what goth is for them?
Yeah, sure. So goth does not mean that you are a devil worshiper. It just means that you cling to the shadows. You mainly like...
Uh-oh.
Goths reach for Catholicism more than they reach Christianity. But those are just who Goths stay away, but still just keep your distance.
Right. Because, see, with me, black was my favorite color. It gave me this individuality. I didn't have to look like everybody else. I didn't have to be like everybody else. I always liked the color, and I was really infatuated with it, and I was just comfortable in it. It was me.
Yeah.
from the nails to the clothes, the shoes, the earrings, the lipstick. I mean, the whole nine. But mom and dad understood that was just me.
Oh my God, and our mama, like, you could not tell our mama something was wrong with her kids, because I've heard that expression many a times, especially growing up where we came from. Mm-hmm. We came from the hood, most definitely, and somebody would ask out loud, what's wrong with your baby? And our mama would be like, ain't nothing wrong with my baby. You mean what's right with my baby? And I never understood that until I grew up.
Yep.
Because our mama never stifled any of our personalities or our creativity, our creative outlet. She never stifled that. And so it took for me to get around other people and other people's parents. Mm-hmm. And, like, my friends' parents would think I was weird. Yeah. I've heard some of them call me weird, and I'm like, what? How is that weird? But they didn't have a tolerance. Like, our mama had a tolerance. Like, my friends couldn't be their own people. Take, for instance, Chanel. Chanel was my best friend for many years. She grew Muslim. Chanel was gay. She ate pork. She didn't want to be Muslim.
Yeah, I remember
that. Made her do for the sake of appearances. And so when she got older, mainly 17, she stopped going to the mosque. She experienced, life on her own, and her mama was just, like, not having it. Like, you're not a part of me. Yeah, well, your daughter is not you. Your daughter is herself. Right. Now, as a grown woman, Chanel is a white witch. She practices Wicca. She practices spirituality. And her mama is just now accepting that, even though we're in our mid-30s. That's crazy.
But it does happen like that. And that's like some parents, some challenges actually stump them. And it stalls them growing as, they should as a parent, really. And I'm not going to get too far into that one because that's the last part to this series. So we're going to get off into that on the next episode. But some parents are not willing to be open-minded. Some parents, they're so focused on one-way path that they can't understand and see and recognize that, okay, you chose your path. It's going to be time for your child to choose theirs.
Yeah.
And when they do, you have to support them and continue to motivate them and be there and like, okay, if this is a mistake later, it's fine because I'm still going to be there and I'm still going to, everything's going to be the same with us no matter what you go through. So that way it gives them that confidence to go ahead and step out there on faith and actually walk through life and actually enjoy it. So those challenges we face, it helps us, but it also helps our families too.
Yeah. And another point is, maybe it's not a phase. I think that a lot of parents are naive and they're just like, oh, it's a phase. They'll grow out of it. Maybe it's not a phase.
Yeah.
Maybe my daughter has been practicing Christianity since she was 4, like heavily praying. She's been reading the Bible since she could read.
Right.
I knew way back then it wasn't a phase. And now she's one of the most spiritual people I know. When I need a prayer, when I need a Bible verse, I go to my 16-year-old.
Right.
It's not a fucking phase, man.
Right. And to this day, I'm still goth. I'm still goth. I'm Rastafarian, but I'm still goth. And it's accepted. Like, finally, I'm about to be 43 years old, and for the most part, I do believe that finally it was accepted, because before Dad passed on, he said, now I understand. He said, I used to think at one point you was into the witchcraft and the devil worship, and he was like, but no, because every moment I was sick, you were right there. He was like, you did not fail. You remain the same sweet person. You continue to pray with me and pray for me. He said, and it took me to this point for me to be on my deathbed to realize that it's nothing wrong with you like I thought it was. You're just different.
Yeah.
And I looked at him and I said, well, thank you for understanding. And, he just smiled and it was like, okay, cool. Cool. So you finished your parental business before you moved on, which was actually motivation for me when it came to my kids to say, okay, so no matter how old I get, continue to appreciate, to motivate, and inspire my kids. Because, they're adults now, and although I have an empty nest, it still seems like in a sense that they're here. Because they be calling, what you doing, where you going, like they my parent. But, yeah, it's
No, that's something else parents of this generation is going to have to accept. When you get teenagers, they think they run you. My teenagers had me on a fucking curve, and I'm grown as fuck. I even put that on Facebook yesterday, that I wish I could stay out late like a lot of other parents. But my teenagers got me on a curfew. They do not trust anything. And
I can imagine.
I cannot be out by myself.
Mm-hmm.
They want to know where I'm at, who I'm not with.
Yeah.
Shut up, boy.
The proof is in the pudding. Well, yeah, it's just one of those things, and we do have to navigate that. And as the world changes, so do our children. The whole earth is changing, so parenthood is definitely changing as well. It's not the same as it was 40 years ago, true enough. It's definitely not the same as 80 years ago. Can you imagine what it's going to be like 40 years from now, talking about parenting?
Yeah, that's going to be nice to look back on. I'll be, 74? Yeah, we're going to look back on that.
Girl, yes, we're going to have to. And, even if, hey, I'll be in my little school teacher, we might have to do that one live. Because by then, because I ain't going nowhere no time soon, so I'm going to be around. So my grandkids and my great-grandkids and be like, what's wrong with Nana? She just say anything. What is wrong with her? Is she crazy already?
Yes, she is. She's been that way. It's okay.
But in raising kids, especially not only just raising my own, but raising other kids too, you learn so much about these children. They are so different. They are so beautiful. The gifts that they have that a lot of them don't even know they have yet. One thing about parenting is that we have got to start nurturing their gifts as well.
Yeah.
We have to. It's imperative, seriously. Because, let's be for real. That's our job as well, too. Because, it's not just that, okay, yeah, we have to nurture you as far as making sure your diaper is changed and you're fed and then, get your shoes because you're walking out of them, you're growing, you're in school. It does not stop. Because, even as an adult, right now, if I could, I would call Daddy and be like, hey, Dad, I just need a hug. That nurturing doesn't stop.
Right.
And if we're not nurturing their gifts, we're creating some hidden challenges for the future that we don't need. So what?
That is true. I have always nurtured my kids too. They'd be, they're drawing on the wall. Okay, we'll get them a sketchbook. They're beating on pots and pans. We'll get them a drum pad. You know what I mean? They're liking games on the phone. Well, let's try to buy them a game system. It's just, the proof is always in the pudding. Mm-hmm. But I think that bias that a lot of parents still have, it won't allow them to move forward with their children being their own people.
Yeah. And that's a hell of a challenge to face without the proper the proper knowledge for one, and the faith that, okay, whatever you taught your child is there. Don't worry so much. Because that excess worrying, it would make a parent, basically shut down to any other new or different ideas. Or even just a different way to do something they've been doing already.
Yeah.
And so it makes it hard for them to do that. And I wish every parent could actually just take a second and just step back and look. Not just visually how your child look, but really look. Look at the fire in their eyes. They're healthy. They're happy. You did that. Like, pat yourself on the back. So now, if it comes a period to where the child wants to do something that they don't necessarily feel like they should be doing, but it's not hurting anybody. It's them coming into their individual person. Sometimes as parents, we have to face that challenge of sometimes sitting back and shutting up and letting them explore a little bit.
That is true. And we have to let them grow up.
Yes. Like, most definitely.
We gotta let them grow. That's another challenge. I've seen people my age who will throw temper tantrums because they don't have the money to pay for their light bill or their rent, and then they blame their parents. Like, you gotta give your kids space. You gotta give them independence. You gotta teach them how to survive. It's a lot that comes with that, and I think that's another reason some parents allow their kids to get pets. If you can take care of a pet, you can take care of yourself most definitely.
Yes.
If you ain't washing your dog, you ain't washing your ass.
True that.
And a lot of parents, they let their kids get jobs so that you will have it in your system. I have to go to work so I can make my money.
Right.
This is what I have to do with my money. Envelope system, put it under the mattress, something like that. Even though I don't agree with, you're 16, you have a job, well, you have to help me pay bills now. I don't believe in that, and that's like my only bias about my argument. I don't like that aspect of it. It's other shit you can buy with your money. I'm a firm believer that if it has my name on it, then it's my responsibility. And so I'm teaching you, because you ain't got no eviction notices, your lights ain't cut off, your phone ain't cut off, nothing like that. So you know to take care of your business. But a lot of other parents, they're like, okay, $10 toward the car insurance because you take the car to work, or put the gas back in the car that you used, or something like that. It's teaching them responsibility. A lot of other parents think, oh, because my parents did that to me, then I'm not going to do that. And now you have spoiled-ass kids who out here 30, 40 years old, quitting jobs, acting like they're 12.
Say that.
And don't even know how to be self-sufficient. Like, you have to understand, as a parent, you leave a thumbprint on your kids. Where did you go wrong as a parent?
Yeah. That's why you have to step back and take a look at things and reevaluate whatever the situation is that comes up 2 or 3 times before you make a final decision on it. And I find that when you do that like that, you give yourself time to calm down if you're angry, or calm down if you're anxious or irritable or tired from work. Take a minute and come back to it. That way you don't make a rash and really rude decision, because let's be honest, sometimes in parenthood, there have been parents to be so rude that their kids truly stop listening to them and stop dealing with them, period, because they were so rude and cruel about it when they could have just said it simply, look, XYZ is not appropriate. We're not doing this. If you cannot abide by this, then there are going to be some serious consequences. Like, talk to them. Don't belittle them, because I've seen that also, and that's not okay. Even when they acting up.
That even goes into relationships. When you don't say have these friendships, these kinships, these relationships with other people because of what they've seen you do.
Right. We are the example. Definitely.
We are. I've had someone I've associated who legit used to fart in public.
Oh.
And then they would go, oh, I had to get it out. My nigga, what the fuck?
Oh, wow.
My kin comes from the country. Understand that. I'm talking about dirt roads, no shoes on both sides of the head. But they had class. You couldn't tell that they were probably pissed off, broke, my ancestors. You probably couldn't tell. Because this Sunday they had on their desk that they handmade. And then they sit at a table where they ate the food that they cropped, that they slaughtered and prepared. They were self-sufficient folks with meat. And you mean to tell me your kin wasn't like that? But you can fart in the middle of Target and say, oh, well, it has to come out.
Oh, my.
But here's the thing. I was out with this person's mama. Hold on, I gotta light my cigarette big.
Girl, you're gonna make me reach for one now. Wait a minute now.
I was out with this person's mom of the grocery store. We're in the produce section. I have a cabbage in my hand about to weigh it. And I heard this loud trumpet.
Oh, no.
And at first I thought it was the old man who walked, but I thought about it. He looked like he had hip surgery, and you could clearly see the print of his pins through his trousers. So it couldn't have been him.
No, not at all.
And the mama of this associate goes, damn, they feel so much better off my stomach. Loud as fuck.
Oh.
Like no shame.
Wow.
And I'm just like shocked and embarrassed. And it feels really bad.
Oh, no.
And then it all makes sense. This is why my associate felt so comfortable to do that exact same shit out in public with me. Because that's the shit that they were taught at home.
Yeah. That's a problem right there.
Now, this same person, this is going to be my last example. This same person, we're at Walmart one night.
Oh, shit.
This person yells out as a car is passing by, slow that shit down.
Okay.
Not knowing that this car is going to pull into the space next to us. It's this Mexican cat that looks like he done some hard time before. I don't have nothing on me to protect myself. And I'm not the person that rudely yelled out at somebody who don't even know me and didn't even threaten my presence at all.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Mexican dude and a couple of other dudes get out the car stirring us down. Now, in my head, I'm like, I mean, if y'all want to tussle, I could come up out the Nike slides, you know what I'm saying? But why would you want to put me in danger by not watching your mouth?
That is...
Okay, fast forward.
Wow. That's dangerous.
It is dangerous, yes.
That is...
I'm at this person's house. Now, my job, this person is 33 years old.
Oh,
I'm at this person's house. Their mama pulls up to the curb. Of course, I'm a good guest. I'm going to go outside. I'm going to greet your mother. I know your mother. We go across the street because the parking lot is packed, so she's parked across the street. We go out, have a couple of words with her. Somebody's flying down the street.
Uh-oh.
She hollers loud as hell, slow that shit down. Dude slams on his brakes.
Oh, no.
Backs up.
Oh.
Says, what the fuck did you just say? She said, I said slow that shit down.
No. She didn't. She did.
But he just mashed off real loud on purpose. He had double pipes.
Okay.
But in my head, he wasn't even, his driving had nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
It's not like he was finna hit us, not finna hit no kids. It was late at night. But that's why your child at 33 years old felt compelled and felt so comfortable to do that to somebody else who wasn't even threatening their presence.
Yeah,
because
that
you
is
road
taught.
rage, because you get slick at the mouth, because you set the example
Mm-hmm.
that bothering people who ain't bothering you is okay. And that's how some people fuck around and find out.
True.
And don't even know, because that's the shit that's in their DNA.
Yeah, that is true.
So they
Oh
don't
my
know,
gosh.
don't bother motherfuckers who not bothering you. They think that that's the way of life, even at 33 years old, because that's the shit that they've been shown.
There should be some parental guilt in there, but I doubt it is, because from the way it sounds as if it is some visually taught things to whereas wisdom was not given, like, at all. And that creates challenges upon challenges upon challenges on so many levels. Like, that right there in itself sounds very exhausting. I cannot imagine living life that particular way. So it would be wise that if we're going to be parents, we're going to set better examples. Even if it's in challenging situations that may slightly irritate you. I mean, I don't see the point. But some people are that way, which it's not a good look. Let's just say that. It's not a good look, and it's not helpful at all. And so with your associate, I can see, I have a lot more understanding now as well. Believe it or not, I understand now, because it's a lot packed into there. And that parenthood thing, some people get it, some people don't. Some people are struggling through it. And so for those who are struggling through parenthood, what advice would you give them?
Deep breaths are better than murder.
Wait, deep breaths or what?
Are much better than attempted murder.
You are absolutely correct. You are absolutely correct.
Mama used to always tell me, life's gonna teach you. And as an adult, I look back on some things, like when she would be so patient with me and I would have a slick ass mouth, or I would have a funky ass attitude for no reason at all. And she would always say, life's gonna teach you. And some of her little card playing buddies or whatever, they would go, you need to beat her ass. And she would tell them, it's okay. Life's gonna teach her. Now that I'm a mom, oh, baby, I got my karma. I got my karma.
Yeah.
All of the necessary shit that I used to do, my mama did right. The Bible says do not provoke your children. You teach them.
Yes.
And then you help them to get their own home.
Yes.
That's what the Bible says. You teach them the word.
Yes.
You nurture them. And then you help them to get their own home. When I got my own home, the last thing Mama said to me before I got my first apartment, life is about to teach you. Oh, honey, and life taught my ass. And then I got 3 different versions of myself, all of whom are teenagers. The same period where I was giving my mom a funky ass attitude, unnecessary ass back talk. And I'm telling y'all, deep breaths are so much better than 3 different attempted murder charges on my record. Because you know what's going to happen? Life is going to teach they motherfucking ass.
And that is absolutely correct, because what they don't hear when we're teaching them, life has a way of showing them. And so when it comes to the challenges of parenthood, the biggest challenge is to actually not do anything, not say anything, and let life teach them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
That's the biggest challenge. I mean, because I mean, throughout the show, and if you're just tuning in, we are on part 2, the challenges of parenthood. Now, this is the second part to the 3-part series, the ups and downs of parenthood. Part 1, we dealt with the joys of parenthood. Now, Sonny, I didn't get to have you on that show. Can you give me a little bit of the joys of parenthood while you're here?
Oh my God, one of the largest joys that I have ever experienced about being a mom was watching them blossom.
Mm-hmm.
Like thinking back to, I used to help feed you, but then you catch yourself absent-mindedly throwing out hints. Like it was one time I said, "Man, I'm hungry," and I just randomly said it, and then my 14-year-old son comes out of his room with a box. He goes, and he shakes this box full of snacks, and he goes, "What you want, Mama? I got chips, I got cookies, I got crackers." And I'm like, "Where the hell did you get?" "Oh, thank you, sweetheart. That was so sweet."
Aww.
Or having a hard day.
Yeah.
And your kids know you had a hard day, and you come home to a clean, quiet house, and ain't nothing damaged, ain't nothing wrong, ain't no drama, ain't nobody got nothing to report. They just like, "How's your day, Mom?" Like that companionship.
Mm-hmm.
Those are just some little nuggets about the joys of parenthood.
Yes. Yes. I mean, and I said it earlier in the part of the show, but the joys of parenthood do not end. Let's put that out there and get that understood. The joys are continuous. If you're a really good parent, the joys are coming left and right. You just have to slow down, take a deep breath, and enjoy them. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, enjoy it. Even if it's a little annoying, enjoy it. Even if that macaroni necklace slice your neck, keep smiling, baby. Keep smiling. Because when you have an empty nest, like where I am, now you miss those things.
Oh, girl, I'm not.
You say that
They
now.
gotta give me grandkids or God grandkids. Something close. Changing the locks. They graduate high school. I'm telling y'all that right now.
But I'm telling you, like, now, I was sitting there eating some cotton candy. It was a new kind that your brother-in-law found in Dollar Tree. You know how I am with cotton candy. But it was a new flavor, so he found it, and it was Halloween. And you know that's one of my favorite holidays, to decorate and have fun with the kids. So he found this, and I was sitting there eating it, and I'm looking around, and he's like, "What?" "I'm looking for a hand." He was like, "What are you looking for a hand for?" The kids. He was like, "Look, those hands are gone and grown. They ain't finna be sticking their hands just randomly in your bag of cotton candy trying to eat it all. You used to fuss about it, but now you're missing it." Yes, I am. And I will be the first to admit, and I know there's a lot of parents out there who are in their silver years, and you'll understand what I'm saying when I say, now I miss the little pitter-patter of the little feet. I miss that mama, 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 mama.
Oh, girl, I will call your kids so they can start calling you by your name, Mama.
No, I'm not asking for that. I'm just saying, okay? No, don't be like that.
Right now, I'm finna message you on Facebook. Y'all, Mama missing y'all.
Oh, sweet cheese and crackers. Guys, this is my little sister. Just an FYI, this is my little sister, Arthur Sonny Giovanni. And she is truly, as you can hear for yourself, a little sister. But you do, as an empty nester, you miss those things. Or you see something funny on a movie whereas before you could holler one of their names and go, "Come here, look." And y'all fall out laughing together. Those are the times that when they're younger, you soak up every drop of that love, because once they've moved out, you're full. You're still full because you can think back to all the little things they would used to do and things like that. And it just put a smile on your face and makes you go on through the day and you go, oh, okay, it's not so bad. I remember when they used to do all those little cute things or little annoying things as teenagers and young adults. And you go, okay, I'm good. I'm good with the emptiness. So,
girl, so this ain't empty nesting.
what?
But it's just something that was brought to my attention. Breaking news.
Okay.
Why did Ashley leave the group chat?
I'm not finna play with you.
I'm just asking a question.
I
It
don't
couldn't
know.
wait till after the show.
It could have. See, this is...
No, we could not. Like,
What, are we gonna ask her about the challenges of parenthood? I'm just... But yes, that's just, we're not exactly her parents, but yeah, that can be another challenge. When your cousin leaves the family group chat. Yeah, like...
That's not a challenge. I was just thoroughly confused because nobody said anything bad to her. She just left the group chat. But your daughter said she misses you too.
Cheese and crackers. I love her too. Stay where you at, but I love you too, baby.
Wow. Give us the grandkids, but just stay where you at.
Oh, pardon me, girl. You got me over here choking. Wait a minute. Slow down. Look, between the two girls, there are 5 grandchildren. I'm good with those 5 jewels at the moment. Thank you. But I am enjoying this part of parenthood, though. I'm not gonna lie. Because, I love the little phone calls. I love the text messages and the videos that I get sent. They be crazy videos, but yeah. And I loved our, 20, 30-minute talks here and there. I love it all. And being able to run around the house bucky naked, I really love that too. Just throw that in there. Because parents, when you have an empty nest, that is your moment to shine, baby. Yes, because you've done your due diligence. Now it's on them to prove themselves and go out in life, and you can sit back and watch and actually see them do things that you did teach them that they didn't necessarily verbalize to you, that they understood. Like, so those challenges that we face, they may seem like mountains, but we can speak to them and they'll move. So don't be discouraged, especially if you're a new parent. Don't be discouraged. I know it can be overwhelming, but don't. You've got a long road ahead of you, so don't get discouraged now because you're only at the beginning. Take your time, enjoy it, and document every moment of it. Okay? And then when you get, for those who are in the teen phase, be strong.
Oh, please.
And remember, you're the parent. Because they're going to treat you like you're not. But they love you, and you love them. And in a sense, you're kind of growing together through that. And that's...
She said she missed their mama too.
Wait, what happened?
Cherie said that she missed their mama too.
Oh, she missed me. Tweety Bird missed me too.
That's what she said. She said, oh, I miss y'all mama too.
Oh, that is so sweet. See, I love the love. Now, guys, we're talking about my niece now. Like, I know she's missing me. I know. I'll be back to visit as soon as possible. Because I know Cherie, she wants a hug. She wants a hug from her auntie, and she wants to lean on me and talk to me and laugh and whatnot.
Naya said you miss her too.
Get out the family group chat.
No.
Guys, do y'all see what I have to deal with? Oh my gosh. But I'm going to tell you parents something. Find the joy in every moment, even the bad. And believe it or not, there is joy even in what you think are the bad moments. And something positive tends to always come out of it. So definitely keep your head up. And parents, please don't feel guilty, okay? And don't allow your kids to make you feel guilty about anything. Like, don't trip. Chill, relax, enjoy the ride, stand your ground, and just keep loving them. Just keep loving them. They'll show you they appreciate it at a certain point. It's going to be when you least expect it, and those are always wonderful. Let me just say that. Because, Sonny, I know you enjoy those unexpected, I love you so much, mommy moments.
No, I don't, because for me,
It's helpful.
I'm still, girl, it's like a battered spouse. When you tell me you love me, I'm suspicious. I want to know what you want. You trying to kill me?
What's your angle? What's your angle?
No, for real. What's your angle, boy?
I've been through that, so I completely understand. I kid you not. I still have some of those flashback moments. When baby girl called, I'd be like, oh, hell, what you want? But she knows the language is, hey, baby, what's going on?
Man, because I'll be sitting here minding my own business, and then all of a sudden my phone chimes, and I'll glance over. If it's anybody else, I'll reply later. But when I see it's one of my kids, I'm so traumatized that, you know, that little tingly feeling at the top of your head, like your antennas going off.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it feels like, and I'm just like, oh shit.
Wait, does the hair stand up on the back of your neck?
Yeah, like what the fuck is this about?
Those are the superpowers. Those are the parent superpowers. Guys, if you're listening and you went, oh, is that what that's about? Yes, that's what that's about. When the little hairs on the back of your neck stand up, or even the ones on your arm. Because some parents, they feel it on their arms. Or like Sonny said, the top of her head. Mine is mostly on the back of my neck. And I get to looking around. Like, okay, so what's happening? What's about to happen? Who want what? But it's all in love. Just keep that in mind. It's all in love.
No, it's not.
It is.
Mama, can you stop my Wendy's? Mama, can we have Wingstop? Mama, I forgot my ID badge. Can you bring it to me? Mama, can you pick me up?
Yeah.
Mama, do we have money? Like, what do you mean? We have money? No, motherfucker, I have money. You have none. There's a difference.
That's one way to look at it.
I'm just saying.
I know. See, y'all have to excuse Sonny, because that's the era she's in right now.
Mm-hmm.
See, hers is all teenagers, and they're not quite ready to leave yet, but they're developing and growing, blossoming just beautifully.
And I'm in that phase where my teenage son yell at the game.
Yeah.
Like, you're yelling at a TV, you know that, right? It can't read you.
Yes.
I understand if he was playing online with your headphones, but that's a TV.
That's one of the challenges, because especially with the boys, and I know I was a gamer too, so Daddy had that issue with me.
With the boys, I'm also in this phase of this challenging part of parenthood, you guys, where you always want to go to Walmart with me dressed like a fucking Unabomber in Crocs and a hoodie. And nothing fucking pleases you. Like, you look like or you finna boost some shit out of Walmart and you're highly emotional. Like, that doesn't even They don't even match.
It's one of those things. To
and
be.
Then you can't hear shit I'm saying because you have an AirPod. Why did you come?
To be your security guard.
That's a big fucking challenge of raising this generation of teenagers.
That's your security guard.
For ages, I didn't have my headphones in and
No.
Wrangle younger nieces and nephews and keep the older nieces and nephews in line. Like, I'm going to backhand the fuck out you. Don't put nothing in this basket. We will ask for fast food on the way home. These times convince her, shut the fuck up, stop crying. But this generation, bro, I'm ashamed. It's not that I don't want you to go because you're going to make me spend more money. I am ashamed. I'm saying it for all the parents. Ashamed of going into Walmart with a terrorist who boosts. That's not who you are, but that's what you look like.
Yeah.
A deaf terrorist who steals out of Walmart.
I'm not about to play with you.
Hoodie and basketball shorts. Every parent can agree. That's the Walmart wear when the kids are going to Walmart now. They have a fucking hoodie in 113-degree weather.
Yeah, I don't.
They like to call you bro.
Yeah.
They're dressed in fucking basketball or soccer shorts. Maybe even a combination of the two, depending on how the fuck they feel. With calf length socks, Crocs, get their goddamn AirPods.
Girl, you about to choke me over here. I can't even laugh. Oh my god, I can't even.
Shit.
I was trying to laugh in secret. You are not right.
And we're not your fucking bro. Okay?
Yeah, I don't know what that is, but